Do you know what people call luck?
You tell us.
Hard work meeting opportunity. You gotta be a hard worker first. You've got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? You have to be the person first, because when a door opens and you're not ready, you're not going to get lucky. All you're going to do is get an unfortunate situation.
You're listening to the Lever Up Your Life podcast. Each episode, I bring on guests to share their strategies and secrets for leveraging their knowledge, resources, and contacts to lever up their lives. We unpack real-world numbers, mistakes, and wins so you can flip faster, borrow smarter, and build wealth with confidence. Let's dive in.
I just wrapped up my episode with Tim. If you ever want to see what it's like, a guy that really does have an obsession with winning, and the type of guy where I look at and I say winning is inevitable because of the input and dedication to solving problems, providing value, etc. I think this is going to be a really good episode for you to be able to get a glance at the type of person who's not flashing money on social media, talking about what they're doing, just literally in the trenches doing it, and an obsession with inputs, an obsession with winning. This is going to be a really good podcast to highlight that and hopefully give you some things to take away for your own business, your own entrepreneurial journey. So with that, let's dive into the interview, and I hope you enjoy it. Tim Sharp, my friend, welcome to the show.
Jared, thank you for having me. What a privilege.
You got it, man. As you know, this show is all about trying to identify the qualities and characteristics of people like yourself who have gone out and really made an impact to change their life in a big way. For people tuning in, if you don't know Tim, one, that tells me you probably haven't looked at a lot of off-market deals in Tampa Bay. But quick backstory on this guy, just being able to plug into a wholesale company and get that company up above, is it 7 figures revenue or profit in just year 2?
Both.
Okay, well, there you go. That's not a line that a lot of folks cross, and certainly not in year 2, which means you're doing something right. And want to dive into your story to figure out exactly what that is. And then also we can have a conversation about where you guys are going with your roofing business, expanding into that niche as well.
Yeah. No, I mean, that kind of speaks into it a little bit too. So my partner is John, right? I've been partners with him for about 4 years. This will be the roofing company. It'll be our 4th business that we've built together. It's a widget, whether it's a roof, a house, some of the other endeavors that we've done. It's a sales and marketing company. That's what it is. We just get leads and call the leads and provide a service. It's a sales and marketing company. It's not a real estate company. It is a real estate company, but.
So let's take it back to the start then. First widget that you ever sold. How did you get into this space? Did you go to college? Who got you into the business?
So it honestly starts before that. So who got me into the business was caddying. So I'm a golfer at heart, man. That's what I do. I live, breathe, eat, sleep golf. I've been playing more golf since December 6th of 25 than I ever really had in my life outside of when I was playing for school. But I took a little 10-year hiatus and got back into it. So every golfer that I ever caddied for, so I caddied up in New Jersey and I moved down to Florida January of 21 to caddy down here because COVID was happening. There were all these rules, right? This, that, and the other. I moved down here, and if you're a golfer and you are a member at that course where you can have caddies and everything like that, you either are a lawyer, a doctor, you're in private equity, you're a business owner, or you're in real estate. That's really what that is. And that's kind of what I was like, all right, one of those 5 themes has to be fitting. So I did. I went to college, and it'll be a little tangented, but it'll all wrap itself back up.
Okay, so you go to college, and what did you end up getting your degree in?
Communications. So I learned how to read and write really well. Math, I'm not the math guy on the team, right? Please don't ask me to do that. John constantly quizzes me with math, and he's trying to get me better, right? But I'm good at reading and writing. I know grammar like the back of my hand. I know sentence structure. I know all of that kind of stuff. So, right, we deal in contracts. So it's important, and we deal in verbiage. That's very important. What I have a degree in is communications. And I came out of college and COVID happens, right? So I graduate in 2020. Ooh, graduation, no celebration, no nothing like that. I just go back to caddying, trying to figure out what's going on in the world, move down here. So the story of me moving down here is we came down here for New Year's Eve, 2020 into 2021. And this is a short one, don't worry. New Jersey. So I was in Jackson, New Jersey. If anyone's familiar with New Jersey, it's where Six Flags is, Asbury Park, Belmar Beach, where they filmed the show Jersey Shore. is where I'm from. I'm in Clearwater, Florida now. So, but yeah, no, that's where I'm from.
Got it.
Came down here for New Year's Eve, and I just drove to the golf course, Old Memorial, and I was like, hey man, you guys looking for caddies? Name drop a couple of people. And he was like, yeah, man, can you work tomorrow? This is New Year's Eve. And I was like, sure, yeah, I'll work tomorrow. Showed up at 10 a.m., caddied, and he was like, can you work tomorrow? And I was like, I got to move down here, dude. I moved in on January 20th, 2021, and went into caddying.
You want to hear something funny? So I don't recall the exact time that we crossed paths, but I think it's known you're not like the biggest on social media, right? And I always, when I first get in contact with someone, I kind of like look around, look at their Facebook, look at what they're doing. I was like, what? This guy's doing deals or he's a caddy? I'm confused.
No, and that's 100% accurate. Like I'm not a big social media person, and it's not like I'm scared of Big Brother or anything like that. Like if you own an iPhone, they have everything of yours anyways. I got scammed, dude, not too long ago for the first time ever. We all get the text messages. We all get the calls, man. Someone calls me from Coinbase, sends me an email with all this. I mean, he looks legit, right? He was masking his email, all this, and scams me because he knew my date of birth, my address. He knew my full social security number. He knew everything. I had no reason not to believe him. And I hit him with every objection that these stupid sellers hit us with every day. I shouldn't say stupid. We solve their problems. I'm very helpful to them. Anyone that actually does business with me knows that money isn't really a big motivator for me. It's solving a problem. Like when people ask me what I do for a living, I'm like, I solve problems in real time.
Yeah.
That's what I do. But no, not a big social media person. Never really have been. I'd rather tell you my story than allow you to form a perception based on posts of a highlight reel, because you're going to hear, the only thing people post is the good stuff. Like I'm a huge Andy Frisella fan. Andy Frisella, First Form, 75 Hard, that's him. I listen to his podcast all the time. I only listen to Q&As, but you only see the highlight reel. I'll give you the bad too. I just don't want to only give you, so not a big social media person. Social media for the business all day long.
Here's the thing, man. This is like, let's go back right into your story. So January 20th, 2021, you take the caddy job, and what happens with that? Because obviously you didn't stay there. I mean, unless you're still caddying on the weekends, that's cool too.
I do for fun.
Oh, really?
$200 on a Saturday isn't going to make or break my year or month, but you never know what kind of connection you're going to make there. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know. That's why I don't like finite words like never and think I never say never. If it's highly improbable, and I think you've gotten to watch me problem solve a couple of times, like if it's highly improbable, I promise you I'm going to solve it. I'm like that kind of obsessive over problem solving. If it's impossible, there's nothing I can do. Right. I control what I can control. But you never know who you're going to meet. So yeah, I still caddy on the weekends. I moved down here. I caddied for 2 years. I met the guy, I'll leave his name out of it for just, I don't know if he would care or not, but I get an IT job, right? Doing IT sales, about 2 years into it, joined that team, and I liked it. I liked sales, this, that, and the other. And it was a good crew. It was all the things. I love the job. I'm still best friends with the girl Blair that works there. I'll say her name all day long. I'm just an autonomous kind of person, and that's where John comes into it, right? So I leave that job on good terms, but leave that job, and I hear about this guy opening up a gun company, which
Did you left first and then found the opportunity, or you heard about the opportunity?
Correct. I'm a risk taker, my friend. It is kind of my thing. I left first, and I was like, you want to know what I was going to do? I like to trade. In college, I traded options I did nothing but lose, right? I'd win an occasional trade, but I really throughout the caddying and everything like that, I got really in touch with the foreign currency markets, so Forex trading. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave this. I'm going to give Forex trading my full focus. I still do to this day. If I open up my Safari right now, it will be Forex Factory, TradingView,
apparently
Bloomberg News. No, that's just where it was stored, and and Coinbase is fine. That was just a mistake of my own.
So you were planning
I'm going to leave
Forex, and you hear about John, who's starting the gun company. Where do things go from there?
I actually heard about Chris, who was starting the gun company. I interview. I didn't know John at this point. I interview with John and Chris at the same time, and I wrap up my interview and I look at John and I'm like, dude, I'm not going to lie. It sounds like you're a guy looking for a guy like me and I'm a guy looking for a guy like you. That sentence right there made John hire me. And I get in there to do sales calls, dude, for $600 a week. I'm doing sales calls to try and find guns that we can auction off. And I'm in there and I'm like, man, there's guns on the floor. There's not a lot of organization, this, that, and the other. And I just start organizing. Like, I'm an initiative taker as well. I'm a risk taker. I take initiative. I solve problems. There's guns on the floor, man. Are they marked? Are they numbered? How are we doing this, that, and we were doing it all properly, but they weren't placed in the right spot, right? I'm very, I don't want to use the word anal, but like, I'm very, like, it's not even OCD. Like, I'm very OCD in that sense where like, if it's not where it belongs, I'm going to freak out. Are we allowed to cuss on this?
You're welcome to if you want. I probably won't though.
I cuss a ton. So you just tell me it's your show. I don't want to cuss. I don't want to not, I'll keep it clean. Just if it's not, yeah. All right, cool. If the gun isn't where it's supposed to be, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. That's exactly what it is. Like, if like I don't understand, I put them in the places for them to be there when they're there, and John kind of sees me, or they all do. It's not just John. They all see me organizing it. I'm coming up with systems. I'm creating Excel sheets. This is where the gun should, this, that, and the other.
You know what I call that? As someone who shares a similar quality, it's not OCD. It's a high internal standard. Because I'm the same way, dude.
It's standards.
Yes. When something is executed below my standard of expectation on my team, I'm very upset about it. Not even if it may be a minor detail, but it's like, if you know what the standard is and you don't reach the standard, it's unacceptable.
No, 100. And I hold myself to a stupidly high standard. I really do. And that comes from John. It really comes from Andy Frisella. It comes from that podcast, man. He has pushed me, and I've never met him, never talked to him. I would love to. I'd love to get the opportunity. It's a guy that came from nothing that built billions of dollars worth of businesses, man. That guy obviously knows a thing or two about a thing or two. Why would I not try to take what? So sure. I started organizing it, this, that, and the other. And we organized it well enough where I was able to build like an 84-page book of SOPs and sell the business. And we're at the end of that, and we're just like, man, John's been fixing and flipping houses for 15, 20 years. He's like, there's one thing I know, Tim. Like, I know one is a sure thing, right? We could open up any company because it's just a widget. Real estate, I know, is a sure thing. And I won't lie, I was scared of this when it started, man. Unfortunately, and I hate to admit, like, jumped ship for 2 months because I was like, dude, I'm just scared. I wasn't the same person I was today. John and I have a stupid joke because when John and I met, he was like, dude, think of what an idiot you were 10 years ago. And I was like, what do you mean? At 16, I was I liked myself 2 years later, right? It's a funny joke that we're like, man, think of how stupid you were 2 years ago. I'm like, yeah, 10 years ago, nothing, but 2 years ago. Right, build a book, sell the company, and get into real estate. I just start cold calling, trying to find a deal. And I'm not trying to find a wholesale deal at the time. I'm trying to find a house that we can fix and flip. So I go to Dunedin, I pull a water shutoff list from the city. I'm like, hey, can you give me a list of addresses, names, and contact information, if you have it, for anyone that's had their water shut off in the last 3 months? That's a distressor if I've ever heard of one. And that's where our first deal came from, right? So we get the deal, flip the house, worked out. And then we dove in, man. We're like, man, we're getting leads from Pasco, Hernando County. We only flip in Dunedin. I mean, if it's in Dunedin, or we live, work, and play there. If it's 15 minutes away from Honeymoon Island, because that's where our office is, right on the causeway. If it's 15 minutes away from Honeymoon Island, we're taking it down in cash. Palm Harbor, Clearwater, right south of Sunset, that falls in that purview a little bit.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know you were big on Dunedin. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are, those Dunedin deals, man, they get snatched up real quick.
Ghost is a huge competitor for Dunedin. Creamer don't really come up here all too often, but he's kind of like a St. Pete, Clearwater kind of guy, Largo. But Dunedin, yeah, man, it's old money. That's what it is. It's people with old money that they're going to sell. That's the thing. If you're going to flip a house there, it's going to sell. All right, well, then that's where we're going to do deals. But we're getting deals from Pasco, Hernando, all of it, right? Like, there's got to be people that are doing deals there too. And from there on, it's just game on. Right? We're like, all right, man, what do we do with this? How do we build a buyer's list? We sign up Investor Lift. We do all of it. I mean, you name it. We have bought it. We have tried it. whether it's marketing, trying to get sellers, right? Trying to get their attention for sellers, direct mail, PPC, PPL, radio ads, TV ads, YouTube ads. We've done it all. Same thing on the buyer side. Investor Lift, Investor Base, Dispo Genius, you name it, I've tried it. I'll go to the Pinellas County records or any of the records and just look. I'll type in LLC. And if they own a property near our deal, I'm going to find it. I'm going to find you. I'm going to go on True People. I'm going to skip trace you. I'm not going to use those. I'm not even going to say what they are, but when someone sends me something from PropStream, I think it's hilarious. That's a conundrum. No, man, it's just, I'm obsessed with winning. So like, if you want to find that to be a theme of like what I love to talk about, what I love to do, I love to win. And I don't like to win selfishly. I've got a sister with Down syndrome, man. And she is my life. Like, I talk to Allie 7:15 a.m. and p.m. every day, like clockwork. If you're in the office, people get to talk to her. She loves strangers. I hate bullies, and I love helping. So helping is typically winning. And as long as we win, you solve enough problems, the money follows. You focus on the money, probably going to piss a lot of people off in the course of the actions that you take or think that you have to take.
Yeah. So you just dropped a lot. And I want to take a moment to unpack some of those things. So first off, key thing that I'm identifying in your journey is just how important it seems from my perspective to have that person who is ahead of you to bring you alongside in that mentor role. And so my question for you around that is, like, where you're at right now, because this show is about people levering up their lives, right? Like transforming where they were to where they are. Do you think that it was possible for you to get where you're at right now without having, like, identifying that right person to help lead you and guide you forward?
No, very finite answer too. Like, without John, I would not be who I am. And I've got family, I've got friends, I have other mentors. Without John and his family and his wife, who I look at like I would even get emotional on this topic, man. Like, without John, I would not be who I am right now. I'd probably still be proud of who I am, because I was before I met John. But the amount I have learned in real estate, how to run a business, man, John and we're building our 4th business together right now. I graduated college thinking it takes 2 years to make a business profitable. I have, in the process of the 4th, we've built 3 businesses. I got someone asking me to take a look at an addendum. We built 3 businesses that were profitable within the first 3 months. 2 of them were profitable the first month. This business, profitable the first month. The wholesale business, because it's a numbers game. It's sales and marketing. Great. I pay this much for the marketing. This is what it has to bring in. As long as you've got the drive to make the phone calls and solve the problems, there's no reason you cannot be successful in this industry, field, niche, whatever you want to call it.
How does somebody go out and identify the John in their life if they're looking for?
Do you know what people call luck?
What is it like? Well, you tell us.
Hard work meeting opportunity. You gotta be a hard worker first. You've got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? You have to be the person first, because when a door opens and you're not ready, you're not going to get lucky. All you're going to do is get an unfortunate situation, right? Yeah. So as long as you're ready and you have the wherewithal to follow the path, that's how you meet your John. That's how you meet your mentor.
Couldn't agree more, man. I mean, for me, like, that person in my life in a lot of ways has been James Lascara. And it was the same thing, dude. We met ultimately because I took the initiative to launch a meetup that I wasn't ready for. And that's how, like, we entered the same world. And one of the things that I see quite often is, to your point, like, finding deals, these opportunities to make money, these businesses, yada, yada, yada. Find someone who's young and ambitious and tells you that they don't want that. Like, everybody says that they want that, but I talk to people now. I've been in the business for a few years. I've circled back on conversations with people who are like adamant about finding their deal, starting their wholesale business, blah, 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 blah. A year goes by, they haven't done anything. And I ask them, what do you think it is that where I, on a daily basis, see people do exactly what you said you wanted to, and it was super important to you? Like, why aren't you that person, and why are you still in the same spot that you were a year ago? It's like they don't get lucky, you know, quote unquote. They don't do the work and have the preparation.
It is one of my favorite things to talk about. You see my Instagram stories, just so everyone knows, they're just ominous. They're intentionally ominous. They're never a subtweet at anyone. They're never, I know so many people that I want a rental property. I want to buy this. I want to buy that. Okay, you want, but are you willing to do what it takes? And I promise you, Andy Frisella, you have no idea what it takes. And it takes everything. Your time, your relationships. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be a W-2 employee, that's okay. Let the businesses pay your taxes. You go get drinks on Friday, do your thing. You want to be an operator? You want to be a mover and a shaker in any industry? You have no idea what it takes, and it takes everything. And it's taken everything, right? I don't go out, I don't do things, and I would never replace it. Like, I love how hard I work. Dude, I've got the worst flu I've had in 3 years. I'm sending emails at 11:45 on Tuesday night. It's Wednesday. I'm sending emails at 11:45 on Tuesday night with 102 fever because that's what it takes. And if you're not doing it, I promise you, someone like me is doing it. I'm going to beat you. Not because it's personal for me, because I love the game.
Yeah. Let's actually talk about that. So I asked you prior to coming on the show, and you hinted at a few of these already. What were some of the qualities or characteristics that personally you've seen in your own journey be key to your success? And we'll go through them one at a time. So the first one was integrity. So tell me about integrity in your business.
Just be honest. I say it all the time. I say the same sentence all the time. 2 sentences, honestly. Transparency goes a long way with me. If you're transparent with me, I promise you I'm going to be transparent with you. Good, bad, ugly, and different. I'm going to be transparent because in order to effectively solve a problem, there has to be transparency. Because if you're operating under a different understanding, you're going to solve a problem that doesn't exist.
Yep.
And the other one is people love to ask, like, hey, man, how do you build trust? And I'm like, well, you start by being trustworthy, right? Like, that's it. Like, are you trustworthy? Have you exuded a behavior in the past that made someone question your trustworthiness? And the second one is time, right? We might know each other for a month. I might trust you. But if we haven't known each other for 5 years, I still don't know how you're going to react in some situations. And we play not with a little amount of money. We play with people's livelihoods. We play with people's realities. We cannot make emotional decisions when it's game time. I say it all the time. They're game time decisions, right? It's not something I have 3 days. I have a closing on Monday. Someone backed out of a deal at 10 a.m. Game time decision, right? Like, that's not something that we have time to prep for. So integrity is just being honest, being who you say you are, right? Like, do what you say you're going to do. You say you're going to, I'm guilty of it, man. I say I'm going to send you my email full of deals all the time. My bandwidth is so stretched thin that, like, I don't always have one ready. And I'm trying to solve 11 different problems on the 23 active files that I have. The deal email, brother, is not my highest priority. I do not need anyone's help selling my deals.
Yep.
I'm happy to partner with people. I want to make money with you, this, that, and the other. I'm not the guy that signs up deals too high just to lock them up, just to renegotiate them. We sign up logical deals, we sell them to real people, and we move on to the next thing. And we keep our word.
I think when I think about integrity, because that's something that is I would also put in some of those top qualities that has been important to my success. I think of it when I speak words, I think like it needs to be as though whatever I said you could put in writing on a contract and it be legally enforceable, and try to hold myself to that standard. Obviously we're human, but it keeps you from saying a lot of pouring honey in people's ears, right? In, you know, this business, man, people love to pour honey in ears. I mean, dude, like, doesn't matter, wholesale, lender, etc. It's so easy to win the business if you tell people exactly what they want to hear. But it's,
you know how many deals I lose because someone comes in, I'm offering 200, someone comes in and offers 203 just because they know they have an offer at 200, so they're telling them what they want to hear just to renegotiate them down to 175 2 days before closing. I lose deals if I do 25, 30 deals a month, everyone who is actually a mover and shaker in this world, one, knows what that costs. So if you try to get into wholesale real estate and you don't actually know what it costs monetarily, not just effort, monetarily, you're going to lose, brother. You're setting yourself up for failure. But the amount of times I lose deals because people tell people what they want to hear, I mean, probably 3 to 5 deals a month that I probably could have gotten done, but never got the opportunity because someone told someone on my team that I got a higher offer, I'm going to go with them, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Brutal. What do you think happens to the people doing business like that long term?
You phase out or you get weeded out, right? Because you might lock up deals, but no one's going to want to buy them from you.
I have a few names that come to the top of mind that had some success early on, and already 12 months later, doesn't even matter if they have a great deal. Nobody wants to touch it.
No. And it's just, I mean, Creamer and I just ran into this the other day on 71st, man. Someone had a deal locked up. Someone sells me a deal for 150. Man, I got it under contract for 120. I'll sell it to you for 150. That's also a big part of it is greed. On the negative side of character traits, like greed. This deal gets sent out, honestly, for like a week. My phone is going off like crazy. This deal gets sent out for like a week, man. 195, this, that, and the other. And someone sends it to me for 150. I send it to Creamer for 150, buys it immediately. I mean, within 5 minutes, buys it immediately because I didn't throw anything on top of it. Creamer, you'll do what you think is right. Well, we get to the closing table, man, and this cat has it under contract for 310. Brings an addendum to the closing table saying, hey, man, I know that this was our deal, but the best I could do was 100 because he's got 50 on the bone with us. Well, the seller freaks out, right? So greed, that is a huge negative factor that plays into this industry. You just can't have it. You'll get weeded out. You think Creamer's ever calling that? You think I'm ever calling that wholesaler back? I don't care if he's got a smacking deal. I will never trust you again. And I liked you.
Well, that brings up one of the other traits that you mentioned, wanting to see other people win. I think when I think of greed, it becomes I want myself to win. I don't care if other people win. I actually had this interesting observation when I listen to people talk on the phone and they talk about making money in the context of doing business with other people. I noticed that people say, hey, I made money off somebody or I made money with somebody. And I think that it's a pretty profound, like people don't even notice that the words that they use. And to me, that speaks volumes about your approach. Do you see someone as a dollar sign or do you see someone as like a teammate to accomplish something together?
Partner.
Both of you make money. Exactly.
Yeah, no, I mean, words are very important. Words are very important to me too. Like, cause I'm communications major, but no, like words are very important because what you say is very telling about you. One, it tells me how intelligent you are, right? Like if you have the word wherewithal in your vernacular, fantastic. Let's have a conversation. But if you use the word like I made this kind of money off of a person, you're not solving a problem. You're trying to make dollars.
Yes.
No, there's so much to talk about here.
Well, let's go into this last trait that you had identified, and we did definitely touch on this one some already, was an obsession with winning. So what does that mean, and how does that play out in terms of, like, there are winners and losers in business. How does an obsession with winning separate the people who succeed from the people who ultimately fail?
They call it a zero options mentality. There is no other option than winning. And I covered that a little bit before, right? If it's impossible, if I can't control everything and it's out of my control and it can't get done, I can accept that reality. If it's highly improbable, I'm going to solve it. So an obsession with winning is, all right, that didn't work. Let's try something. Back to the drawing board. We call it adjusting the rudder. Great. Let's adjust the rudder. This is what was working. It's not working so well anymore. Let's try this. Doesn't work, adjust it again, adjust it again, adjust it again. But I'm not going to run into a problem and go, well, shit, I can't solve that. You're immediately fired. You're not on this bus. We're a team of winners. We're trying to win. Great. This person needs to get advanced money because they need to move and there's like a post occupancy isn't an option. Let's advance them some money. This is the way that it gets done. Let's advance them some money. So my phone right now. There. An obsession with winning. I'm trying to think of the zero options mentality that goes into.
How does someone know if they're obsessed with winning or not? Or how do you identify that in somebody else?
Are you willing to do whatever it takes? Ask yourself that question. Are you willing to bail someone out of jail in order to get a deal closed? Are you willing to sit in a parking lot with the notary for 7 hours because they told you he was going to get released at 6:45 p.m. and he gets released at 1:45 a.m.? Are you willing to sit in the parking lot, track 8 miles on your Whoop to get it done? Most people are leaving, right? They're not sitting there. He's getting blah, 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 blah. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm literally within legal and ethical boundaries because there's a ton of liability in the game that we play.
Yeah.
But Are you willing to do whatever it takes? I am. And if I am, and I'm 28 years old and kind of naive still, there's so much more for me to learn. If I'm willing to do whatever it takes, there's dozens of me that are willing to do whatever it takes, and you're gonna get beaten. You're gonna get lapped.
Agreed.
That's a question to ask yourself on how to identify a zero options mentality. I mean, are you a reliable person in your core friend group or in your business? Are you seen as a reliable person? Right? That's another character trait I'd say is in there, because when it's game time, who are you going to call? I put this up on, and I don't do social media, but I put this up on my story the other day. Like, when you have a problem, you call someone. Who you call is me. When I have a problem, I seclude and I solve the problem. Or I call the people that I need to call. I just called Johnny the other day. Someone called me with a problem. Tim, this is what I have going on. Some kind of title commitment thing with a lender. Listen, I don't know the answer, but I think I know someone that knows the answer. I call Robart. Robart's like, listen, I don't know the answer, but my girl does. Get them on the phone, solve the problem same day. She was trying to solve that problem for 2 weeks. We got it solved in 6 hours. I'm a problem solver. It's what I get off on. Solve enough problems, the money follows.
Yeah. Let's zoom out and talk real quick about some of these different businesses. As we were chatting about earlier, like ultimately it's sales and marketing in every business. How do you guys identify when you, like, how do you make the call of, hey, it's time to get out of one business and get into another business? Or now's the time to sell this business and we should go into this business instead. What are you looking at? How do you make those decisions? How do you get started and up and running and in the green quickly in a new business? I know these are kind of loaded questions, but
one, the starting point I'd say is real estate, right? What's the foundation? Real estate. But two, the next one is, all right, what's something that's recession proof? The answer to the first question is, I don't necessarily always want to exit a business, right? I almost want to vertically integrate it. So how do we vertically integrate real estate? For us, or for John, honestly, it started with fixing and flipping, owning a ton of rentals, finds its way into wholesale. All right, what else has to do with real estate? Roofs. It's not like blinds or screens or something like that, for lack of a better word, right? Like if you have a hole in your screen or if you have blinds that are old and shoddy, you're not going to replace them immediately. You get a leak in your roof, you're going to fix it immediately. It is a necessary component to maintaining the integrity of your home.
Yeah, it's like high pain point type of items.
High pain. Well, that it's so necessary. If water's leaking through your roof and damaging, and now it's damaging the structure, now it's damaging the drywall, now it's damaging this, that, and the other. So what is recession proof? It's an essential service. Same thing with AC, plumbing, those kinds of things. You know, poop starts coming out of your toilet. You're not going to go, hey man, like that can wait. I'm calling a plumber.
I didn't have the best month this month for income. Let's just hang out for.
Now it's a matter of, who do I call? I want to be the person you call. I want to be the person you trust. I want to be the person. I got New Western calling me right now. This is just unbelievable. We don't always want to sell them, right? I'd rather vertically integrate them. The roofing company, very clear goal, build it to sell it. But how do you decide? An essential service. John's always been kind of attached to it. How do you know when it's ready to sell or anything like that? I mean, it's kind of like when you're going to buy a rental. Do you have a T12 that makes sense, right? If I'm going to sell it to private equity, you better believe they're going to tear it apart. I mean, they're going to tear it apart. They're going to ask what the passwords are to my Gmail. They're going to tear it apart. Do you have it organized in an Excel sheet, like a master Excel sheet that tells you the answers to those questions? I say it all the time to John. I'm like, John, what do you pay me for? Buddy, I pay you blah, blah. I pay you for this. I pay you for that. You pay me to have answers to questions when you ask them. When people ask what I do for a living, I solve problems in real time. John, what do you pay me for? You pay me to have answers to questions when you ask them. People are constantly amazed at how I know things or why I know things or this, that, or the other, especially when it comes to a deal. They're like, how do you know the buyer's phone number? I'm like, because we got to a Friday closing and it was Thursday at 4:45 and your buyer didn't have insurance bound. I promised you I would never call your buyer. I'm going to call him before I even tell you. I'm going to solve the problem. You're going to be amazed. And all I'm going to do is not call you back. So the question was, how do you decide? Depends on what you're looking to do, right? Are you out here to solve a problem? Are you out here to build a business? Are you out here to change people's lives, right? Like a big part of it is like everyone in our company, one, they have skin in the game. Makes them want it more, makes all of us want it more. I have skin in the game. But two, we all eat off of the same pie. I'm not a New Western. I'm not a net worth. You don't eat what you kill. We eat what we kill. It doesn't matter if Dana signs it up or if Carter signs it up or if it doesn't matter who signs it up. We all have the same commission structure because when you win, I win. It's more fun that way too. I mean, we literally have a family business. I'm not closer with anyone in my life other than the people I work with right now.
Yeah. Well, with that, let's get into the last segment of our show with some exit questions. That way, New Western doesn't show up to your front door and start knocking, demanding immediate answers.
Hope they show up.
I do not miss doing deals with New Western. I will promise you that much.
I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. As a quick reminder, if you want to connect with me and chat about doing some fix and flip or ground up construction deals together, message me on Instagram at Jared Does Hard Money or find me on Facebook and we'll get together. Now, back to the show.
In your business, are there any specific systems or software that you've implemented recently that have made a big difference?
People. If you run a business, if you are an operator, and you know the acronym HPB, you'll resonate with it, right? I'm a high paid babysitter. All I do is listen to people's drama, problems, situations. Tim, I've got this going on. Tim, I've got this deal. It's first who, then what. And that's from an amazing book. I'm not even going to tell you the book because if you are an operator, you'll listen to this and you'll go find the book. First who, then what. Are you a who? Because I can teach the what. Right, I can teach you anything as long as I know it. And if I don't know it, I'll learn it. If I don't know it and I don't know how to learn it, I'll go ask someone. But are you a who? Do you fit in with us? Do you fit in with this? Do you have that zero options mentality? Sometimes we get to work at 6:15 and don't leave until 8. I get to work just about every day at like 6:15, 6:30, and I leave at somewhere in the 7 or 8 o'clock hour. You compound that, I get that's like 3 or 4 hours a day that I have on everybody else. And you compound that throughout the year, I get like 3 extra months. So I'm trying not to give away secrets in the same breath, right? Like, as I know you're asking about systems.
Hey, your answer is sufficient, my friends. If somebody wants more of your secrets, they can do some deals with you and get a closer look.
Yeah. No, so what are some things? It's people, man. Do you have the right person in the right seat? That's a different book. Is the right person, you might be the right person, wrong seat. Well, maybe he's not as good as acquisitions as he is his dispositions. Recognize that flaw, move the seat, put the right person in a better seat. Now you've got a more efficient system.
Yep. So next question ties into the time that you get into the office. Do you have a regular morning routine? If so, what does that look like?
I am a robot, my friend. I do the same thing honestly, every day of the week. I wake up 5, that's when my alarm goes off, roll out of bed at 5:15 because I normally fight it for like the first snooze. Whatever, I wake up at 5. I'm going to fight the 7 minutes worth of a snooze. Wake up, shower, make an energy drink, get my stuff in order, get in the car, drive to the office. I knock out all of the administrative tasks. I'm sending 30 emails to title. I'm organizing our deals in an Excel sheet. I meal prep on Sundays every week. I eat the same thing 3 days, well, all 5 days, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday, salmon, white rice, and a vegetable. Tuesday, Thursday, pasta with a meat sauce or something like that. That is my routine. Work all day long, come home, sit in the sauna for about a half hour. If anyone has ever talked to me at the 8 o'clock hour, I guarantee you were sitting on speaker inside of my towel so my phone doesn't overheat, talking to me in the sauna. And like at the end of that conversation, if you hear me get out of breath a little bit, it's because I'm in the sauna, right? I mean, the amount of times I've been on the phone with a lender, AJ Weed's a great example of it. Like the amount of times I've been on the phone with a lender in the 8 o'clock hour and they hear the shower going and they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, my bad, bro. I just got out of the sauna. Like I'm just cooling off so I can get back in the sauna. I wake up. I do Celsius packets. I'm a finicky kind of person, right? Like I don't do the cans. It's too concentrated, too much caffeine in a concentrated sense gives you nothing but anxiety. If you put the same amount of caffeine in 30 ounces of water, it's much more diluted. It's much more manageable. I do that. I drink that. I go to work. I come home, sit in the sauna. I do it all over again. I'm obsessed with working. I wouldn't change anything about my life right now. I love how my days are structured. I love the people that I do the job with. And it's not just the job. We hang out. We go for walks. Like we call them causeway walks. If I'm running into a bad day, we'll literally walk down the Honeymoon Island causeway, walk back. It's like a nice 30-minute refresher. Get back to it. HPB. high paid babysitter.
And when you are chilling in the sauna at the end of the day, reflecting back, how do you know if you had a good day or not?
Andy Frisella again. I'm glad that I have these quick answers, man. So like it's called the I don't know what the list is called, but 5 things, right? So like I operate on I'm operating on lists right now. And like I have different lists for different things. Like one of them is integrations, one of them is a to-do list, one of them is a dispo follow-up list. Like I operate in lists, and you have 5 essential tasks that you need to do during any given day. And this is exactly how I feel about anxiety too. I used to like not believe in anxiety, and then like I started getting anxious, and then I figured out why. If you know that you have to do something and you consciously choose not to do it, you kick the can down the road and you do it enough times, you become anxious. But you don't become anxious for any tangible reason. You're just anxious, and you're like, well, why? Because you're not doing the things that you know you should be doing. You're a human being. We are meant to be effective. We are meant to be helpful. You're not meant to eat 3 meals a day. When are you supposed to eat? When you get hungry. Okay, well, why are you anxious? You're not doing the things that you know you should be doing, and the little guy back here knows that. You're going to become anxious. So I write down 5 things that are going to move the needle, whether it's profitability, whether it's marketing, whether it's this, that, or the other. 5 things that I have to do every day. If I don't do them, I did not win the day, right? So I can come home and I can put my head on the pillow and go, I did everything in my power to win the day. I lose a lot of days, right? I do. I lose way more days than I win. But that's where people quit, and that's where I refuse. Now Dana's calling me. Cheese and rice. Because it compounds, right? Like, win enough days, you win the week. You win enough weeks, you win the month. You win enough months, you win the year. You win enough years, I mean, you can't beat me. And it's not like I take that from an ego, there's no ego when I say that. Like, it's not like I want you to beat me, because I want you to beat me on your best day. If you beat me on my worst day, I hope you're not proud of yourself. You're like the smartest kid in the dumb math class. But if I'm having a good day and you're having a good day and you beat me, kudos, brother. Nothing but respect.
So zooming out a little bit, you get to the end of your life and you look back on your life. How do you know if you had a successful life or not?
Do you have any regrets? I'm a yes kind of person, and not a yes man as in a people pleaser, but picture yourself laying on, whether it's a hospital bed or you go out exactly how you want to go out, surrounded by family, whatever it looks like, right? Do you have any regrets? Do you look back and go, because you never regret what you did do, right? Like it's an age-old saying, you never regret something I did. At least I learned a lesson. If it was something I did and it was a bad idea, at least I learned the lesson. You regret what you didn't do. So I'm a yes man in the sense of like, hey, do you want to do this? If I'm at a fork in a road and the answer is yes or no, I'm choosing yes. Because when I'm sitting in that bed, if I go, man, I wish I had done that. Man, I wish we had started a roofing company, because I never know what would have come from it. Do you say yes? Do you have regrets? Because I want to be able to look back. I mean, everything I did, man, I worked for free for 10 years running Special Olympic sports leagues. For free, every Saturday for like 10 years. All my friends didn't want to join, didn't want to partake, didn't want to this, that, or the other. I have 0 regrets about it, because the amount of people I met, the amount of lives that I think I helped, that's all I ever want to do is help, right? There was a kid that would walk to, it was called Unified. It's my favorite thing I've ever done in my life, Unified. It was where kids with special needs would play sports with college kids, play soccer together, right? It's not segregated. I had a kid that would walk every Saturday. He was 8 miles away. He'd leave at 6 o'clock in the morning to get there for an 8 a.m. game. I started picking him up at 7:30 because I was like, no way, dude. Like, you want to be here on time. And the amount of freedom that it gave him, and his parents loved it, this, that, and the other. The answer to your question is, do you have any regrets? And not do you have regrets in the sense of, man, I wish I hadn't done that. If you made a stupid decision and you regret it, I think that's a perspective thing, right? Because if you made a stupid decision and you didn't learn from it, regret it, my friend, because I hope one day you try to beat me in business, because you won't. But if you have a stupid decision that you were able to learn from, and I always attach a dollar amount to it, right? Like, I would rather make a $5,000 mistake today. Shit, in Tampa, we made a $20,000 mistake last year where the title company and the seller and no one was on the same page. $20,000 mistake. But if I'm 10 years down the road, that $20,000 mistake could be a $200,000 mistake. Yeah. I'd rather learn it now, and I'd rather learn it. I don't want to have that regret.
Last question for you as we wrap up the show. When you look at your life where you're at right now, Are you happy and are you where you want to be right now? If so, why? And if not, where is it that you want to be and what do you think is keeping you from getting to that place? Loaded question.
No, dude, I'm going to answer it differently. If you're a true entrepreneur, if you're a true operator, if you're a true, you operate at a high standard, which means you never think you are where you should be. You constantly feel behind, right? What can I do to improve? If it's 1% better every day, age old saying again. How do I get 1% better? Am I happy? Yes, I'm happy. Am I content? No. Am I full of gratitude? I think is like a better answer there. Yes. Every day I am grateful. I get to wake up. I get to do something that I enjoy with people I enjoy doing it with. And I know that I actually have meaningful impact on someone's life. You're in foreclosure and they're going to take your house. At least I can get you some money. I can get you set up for the next chapter of your life. And I'm not a wholesaler who's going to sign you up and not help with that part of the equation. It's a very necessary part of the equation. Yep. So am I happy with where I'm at? I'm grateful for where I'm at. I'm grateful for where I've come from. Do I think I'm where I need to be? No, not in the slightest, because I know that I could do more. I could be better. I could learn more. And any true operator should and would feel the same way. No, man, I'm constantly behind. How do I get better? And then you get better. Like, it's the best part of it. And there was a third part of the loaded question that I liked a lot.
What do you think is keeping you from getting to where you want to be?
Nothing anymore. It used to be fear. I used to not do things because I was scared to do them. Because I'm a person who loves the unknown. I love being ominous. I love surprises. I love that part of the game, right? Because it's an opportunity for me to learn. But it used to be fear. And now I don't think anything other than time is keeping me from where I want to be, because there's a literal recipe for baking a cake, right? Like if it takes 45 minutes at 325 degrees to bake a cake, that's what it is. You know, like who's the girl that does the show with Snoop Dogg? Martha Stewart, right?
That was not who I was going to guess, but yeah, sure. She's a cooking lady. Yeah.
I think that's who it is, right? If she gives you a recipe for the best cake in the world, 45 minutes at 325, and you're like, you know what? I'm a smart guy. I'm going to turn it up to 800 degrees and I'm going to bake it for 20 minutes. All you get is the shittiest burnt cake ever. There is a literal time factor that comes with being an entrepreneur, building a business, building a brand. People have to know you. You have to put in the time. So I think the only thing standing in my way now is time, which I'm cool with because I have no control over that. If it was money, I can go find money. If it was people, I'll interview 100 people until I find the person. If it's a system, I'll find the system. I'll do the research. I'll ask the friends. But if it's time, there are some natural instances that I can't control. And if I could speed up or reverse time, you damn know I would. I just can't. So I work with what I have.
Yeah, I love it, man. If somebody wants to do a deal with you, how should they hit you up?
Ask someone.
Who are you looking to do deals with?
Real people. I say it all the time. If you want to do a JV on a deal, I'm happy to JV with you. Please be transparent about it on the first phone call within the first 5 minutes. Please don't call me saying you're an end buyer and then hit me 2 days before close and asking for an addendum changing the name of the buying entity, right? I'm not scared of anyone for the most part. I'll do a deal with anyone, but also keep in mind that I don't need your help. I would love to do it with you, but don't approach this like, hey man, I can sell your deal. I want to do business with real people. That's what people do business with. People do business with people. They don't do business with products. I can go get a Cisco switch from any IT reseller right now, but I'm going to go buy it from that guy because I resonated with that guy. I liked his story. I liked what he had to say. I can call him at nighttime and he'll answer my phone call. You call me at any time, or you've called me at unreasonable hours. I call people at unreasonable hours. You want to do a deal with us, put in some effort, reach out, have a real conversation with me. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to have the conversation. But if you want to try to be one of the wholesalers that we've been talking about, don't call me. Like, save me the time. How many phone calls have I missed in the course of what we've been doing here? Like, I'm busy, and I'm not busy. I'm not one of the people that keeps myself busy. I run 4 businesses right now. I'm busy. So don't waste my time, please. Like,
Well, I think that's the perfect line to end the show for today. Everybody, if you're listening, don't waste Tim's time.
I appreciate it up front. I'll say that out loud. I appreciate it up front. Don't waste my time. I also will not waste yours.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, hey, Tim, that wraps up our show. Appreciate you coming on, sharing your story, and I'll let you get back to answering some of those phone calls.
I appreciate you having me today, Jared. You don't know what this means to me. I think it's cool what you're doing. It's a privilege to be here. It's a privilege to have you ask me questions. I appreciate it.
Of course, bro. Always nice seeing you. We'll catch up soon. I'm sure another deal will be done together before too long. All right. Have a good one, man.
Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the Lever Up Your Life podcast. I trust that you'll take and apply at least one word of wisdom so you too can lever up your life. In fact, what I'd like you to do is share in the comments the single best piece of advice you got from this episode. If you want to make sure to catch the next episode, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you'd like to see previously recorded episodes, you can head to my channel at Jared Does Hard Money, or find our episodes on any major podcast distribution platform. If you know of anyone who you feel would make for a great guest for this podcast, let us know about them in the comments and we'll reach out. With that, we'll catch you for the next episode of the Lever Up Your Life podcast.